Yeah, I did not like the fact that we gave up 45 points in the first 15 minutes of the game. Like, period. Like, that was transition defense. We gave up like 15 or 18 in transition defense. That cannot happen. That is a habit that we talk about daily. It was number one on our board before, like the scout talk. It just can't happen, and I can't wait to be able to show them our lack of effort getting back in transition defense.
I asked Liz about it, and you just went through some of it, but what to you has been the biggest difference between your best moments, like the second half today, defensively, and your worst ones? Is that transition stuff? Is there more to it? What have you seen?
I think there was a time where we were really concerned with our scheme for like Alicia Gray and Ron Howard, and they were getting the weak side pin downs, and instead of us being on the nail or in help, we were worried about that pin down happening. So everything on the ball side supersedes the weak side, right? So you have to be pulled over and help teammates on dribble penetrations, ball screens with the bump action. Like, we were not there. We were hugging our man.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about Melissa. She had 2 20-point games in these preseason games. Just what have you seen has been working for her?
Yeah, Liz went overseas. She came. She's in great shape. She's doing things like she's a threat. Like, she was 2 for 4 from 3. I mean, she's shooting the ball. She's getting extra workouts in. Still need to get her to run the floor a little bit better. I mean, you see what Caitlin Clark can do. If you get out and run in transition, she will hit you. So we've got to make sure that we've got one post down there. We didn't do that early, and we had both AB and Liz standing around the three-point line, and that is not how we want to play.
Coach, tonight a preseason game with 13,000 fans in attendance. What was that atmosphere like for you guys tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting, right? I mean, I don't remember a crowd like that all last year. It creates a vibe in there. It just changes. Like, these are exhibition games, and we're trying to like figure out our team and figure out how to play. But you get caught up in the moment. You get caught up in a home crowd. You don't want to disappoint our fans. We want to play a certain way. So it's just really tough. I mean, we'll take it all the time. I will play in front of those fans every night.
DJ, question. I want to know, why do you think the backcourt of Berger and Clark were so effective? I mean, Grace, she had 7 assists in like 19 minutes. I could pull the stats. I mean, she led the team in plus minus. Is that something you're looking forward to? I guess. Yeah. Why do you think they're so effective? And is that something that fans could look forward to? Fans and people.
Yeah, I think it kind of goes in. Erica Wheeler started first against Dallas, and it's the same when Caitlin is out there with the other guard, and we can play. Anyone can take the ball off the floor, and then if Caitlin's out there, she's always going to draw so much attention. So Grace is able to. She's a great passer. I mean, she's able to see the floor. So she's able to find those open players. But Caitlin provides that spacing, right? Like, she provides that for us. But Grace had some good moments tonight. She got us in an offense. We had put Caitlin off the ball a little bit to give her a little bit of a blow. I thought she did a really good job with getting us in whatever we were going to run, pushing when we wanted to push. And she talked more tonight. I was really impressed with that.
You just talked about Caitlin and the spacing. She also, she's looking to push the ball, right? And I know you want to play with that pace. How much of an adjustment is it for teammates, right? To be ready, sometimes the passes are there before they even expect them, and what is their responsibility to kind of adjust to her and her style?
Right. That was my post-game talk, the process. Like, we've got a new point guard. That's a facilitating point guard that's looking to pass ahead, looking to scoring point guard. So that's an adjustment to where we were last year. So we've got to all make those adjustments and continue. It's not going to happen overnight. The freedom that we're giving them to play with, that benefits us big time with the spacing that we have. So, I love the problem. It's just going to take some time, this process with a new point guard. And then, also, I'll throw this out there. She's hitting those post players running, but my post players are turning down. I think they turned down like 6 or 7 shots right around the rim. Like, they've got to go finish and not worry about contact. They've got to finish through the contact. Yeah. Timmy had several. AB had several. I need them to go score when she feeds them down there.
Well, speaking of, I'm happy that you just spoke about that. Could you, what is this team going to need from Aaliyah Boston offensively? You just kind of talked about that briefly.
Yeah, I mean, when she gets the ball, like, she's got to go make a play. I mean, we've got shooters all around her, so she's going to not be double teamed as much as she was last year. And if they do come, she's a great passer. So then she'll be able to get off of it. But I need her to do her. And we keep talking about it. She's a pleaser. She's a pleaser. And she wants to get everybody involved. When you are in that restricted area and you have the ball, she needs to go to work.
From having to overcome some early adversity to Caitlin going against maybe the league's best wing defender to what it took to hold on late tonight, how helpful was tonight as a tune-up for the next regular season game, especially against a team like Connecticut?
Yeah, we saw some things in some players. Timmy, Celeste Taylor. I really was impressed with Celeste. I think she's learning to be a good defender. I know some of her habits that were at Ohio State are different than how we want to play, so we've got to break those habits. We had a swing, good to great. She nailed that 3. That was great. She's looking to crash, and she communicates so well. So I was really impressed with her tonight. Timmy comes in the game and just gets that transition bucket really quick because she can get up and down the floor, which is great because that's what I just keep trying to tell them. You draw all the defenders, and then now we're able to have all that space. So really happy with where she was. Katie Lou getting her back tonight, being a spacer. I think we've got to get with them on video and just have them understand some of the threes that we took were not good threes. Like when we've had 3-4 possessions in a row, we've not had a good shot. It is not time to take a transition 3. So we've got to make sure we show them those clips and they understand what's a good shot at a certain time.
Go third row, the front row here is right
here. When Grace came in early second quarter, it kind of seemed like she stabilized the group almost. Would you share that sentiment, and what was so effective about what she did tonight?
Yeah, I think she, just like I said earlier, she came in and she pushed when we needed to push, and she kicked ahead. She got us into an offense when I needed her to play off the ball. That's Grace having to learn the point position and a wing. Could be 2, could be 3, depending on who she's out there with. But she did. I agree with you. I think she came out there and she stabilized us some. She got us into some offense, and we got good looks off of it.
Christie, when you look at Caitlin, she took 2 2-pointers in the first preseason game, 3 today. Is there a balance? What are you seeing that's kind of causing that? Is there a balance you'd like to see with that, or is that something you plan to address?
Yeah, I think she's used to some shots that she's taken in the last few years that are just those deep shots, and I don't know if there's times she comes off ball screens where she's open in that long 2 area, and we've got to get her comfortable taking that long 2. She's going to get looks. She's going to get open looks. She's got to figure out, I gave her a rule the other day. She's got 0.5 seconds to make a decision. When she gets off the ball and she hits one of her high posts and somebody in the high post, she has a habit of hanging out and dancing. That's what she's done. It's these habits that we've got to break. She's got players around her now that she can get out, she can go scream, and the ball's going to get back to her. And that's what she hasn't had in the past, so that's what we've been trying to show her and explain to her.